Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 31-day Affirmative Music Challenge. Um, I just remembered I did not put yesterday's song in the playlist, so I'm going to add that. But yes, today we are going to look at Come Back to Earth by Mac Miller. I'm just praying for the words to be able to speak about this song. Mac Miller was a phenomenal artist, born January 19th, 1992, and passed away September 7th, 2018. Mac Miller is gone but surely not forgotten, and I really urge you to check out his music and also his story. So I will read the lyrics. My regrets look just like text I shouldn't send. And I got neighbors, they're more like strangers, we could be friends. I just need a way out of my head. I'll do anything for a way out of my head. In my own way, this feel like living some alternate reality. And I was drowning, but now I'm swimming through stressful waters to relief. Yet oh, the things I do to spend a little time in hell. And what I won't tell you, I'll probably never even tell myself. Don't you know that sunshine don't feel right when you're inside all day? I wish it was nice out, but it looked like rain. Gray skies are drifting, not living forever. They told me it only gets better. My regrets look just like text I shouldn't send. And I got neighbors, they're more like strangers, we could be friends. I just need a way out of my head. I'll do anything for a way out of my head. So I want to talk about this song. It is in my affirmative music playlist. And I also want to acknowledge the struggles with substance use and mental health. And when I talk about this song and I talk about these lyrics, I don't in any way want to diminish that. That is not my intention. And I was praying for a song that would really look at the reality of this journey of life. And sometimes I tend to, when I speak about wellness, I tend to keep it light. And I want to make it more, when I talk about it, to really consider the balance between good times and not so good times. And that I hope that the energy is never, you just need to get it together and to lock in, right? Because A, I don't live your life. I don't know the ins and outs. B, it's okay to have not so good days. And C, everybody's not so good days looks different. So judgment is suspended in when I speak. I hope that that's clear. My regrets look just like text I shouldn't send. And I got neighbors, they're more like strangers, we could be friends. I just need a way out of my head. I'll do anything for a way out of my head. I guess I'll say to that line, my regrets look just like text I shouldn't send. I urge us to just continue to be reflective, to try to understand the why we do the things that we do, and try to, come from a place of love and acceptance and kindness towards ourselves and others. And sometimes we send the text. Sometimes we accept the offer, right? Sometimes we act in a way, right? And I I question if there are more times where our actions that we're not so happy about could be fodder for growth and for learning. And that's hard. It's hard to to see ourselves. And regret is such a big emotion. Regret is such a big feeling to sit with, because the action is done, right? Whatever action, it's kind of like the aftermath. And I listened to I felt like was a good podcast, Star Talk. It came out in October. Neil deGrasse Tyson and Ben Rain. Ben Rain, who wrote Why Brains Need Friends. And I'd recommend listening to that podcast because it talked about the loneliness epidemic and what it is, what's happening in our brains, what are some potential solutions, or actions we can take towards wellness and towards minimizing the level of isolation that we experience in this ever-changing world. And I'm sure everybody's lifestyle and experience with others is different, but I do agree that now I live in a place where people genuinely love to mind their business, so I don't just go talking to people. But sometimes it does feel like I don't even know the name of the person in front of me, yeah. Now this song's written in 2018, before the pandemic. In my own way, this feel like living some alternate reality, and I was drowning, but now I'm swimming through stressful waters to relief. To me, I'm hearing, right, those escapisms, right? Those things that they take us out of those negative feelings. And, right, how do we question the effectiveness of it and the reliability of that thing which brings us out of what we're facing. Yeah, oh, the things I do to spend a little time in hell. And I won't tell you. I'll probably never even tell myself. That one to me is I'll probably never even tell myself. Because do I even know? Can I see myself in such a vulnerable way, in such a raw state, where all of my defenses are down and I'm just, trying to seek safety and emotional calm, right? But in ways that may be maladaptive. Yeah, I know the things I do to spend a little time in hell. And I love that contrast, right? And the song is Come Back to Earth, right? So hell being that alternate reality, but it's still being a place that you want so badly to be in because it's not as visceral as having to face that regret, having to, experience that pain. Mm. I'm trying to gauge it. I'm trying to gauge it because I don't want to feed into this narrative that people who engage in behaviors that are self-harming are any less deserving of respect, or are less than because the assumption is that they take out the route where they don't have to deal with everyday life. I don't want to make that the underlying tone of this by any means. So I want to be careful, right? And I also want to be mindful that we all have vices. We all have things that take us out of reality. That coffee that you have to drink before you can talk to anybody is a problem. That sugar is a problem. Sex, drugs, money, whatever. We all try to escape what we're facing. So I want that to be clear, that we all have something that we're using. Okay? And still, judgment is suspended. I just feel a little passionate because I want that to be very clear. In this community, it's all love. Okay? Don't you know that sunshine don't feel right when you inside all day? I wish it was nice out, but it looks like rain. Gray skies are drifting, not living forever. They told me it only gets better. Yeah. And this is why this is in my affirmative playlist, because it's the balance, is both, right? It's like some days I don't have it and I don't want to have it. Or I don't have it and I don't have it, And there are days where I look up and I can take a deep breath and I can start over. I love that quote, like every moment is an opportunity to try again. So, experience the world in the way that you're able to. Go and, engage in the way that you're able to, right? And again, I love this visual of how do we allow nature to give us clues into who we are as beings, right? Because I'm feeling gray and it's gray outside. But tomorrow it's not gray outside. So maybe I'm not going to feel gray tomorrow, And that passage of time, being a healer, is something that I think this really speaks to. They told me it only gets better. Life is hard. Life is hard. But thank you for listening. And I welcome feedback and comments and questions and thoughts.